Yo, what's happening, y'all? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. You know we had to give you the home edition, man. And I told you, I come at you. We outside. We giving it to you from outside, man, because you know what? It's sunny. So we gotta handle it outside, man. Now, yesterday, we came at you with some just a little bit of something. And was letting you know about, I mean, has things gotten any better since I've been on yesterday? I don't believe so. The, I mean, we heard from, like I said, we heard from the George Floyd thing where, there's new body camera footage coming out or whatever it is, and then there is also new Breonna Taylor audio from the police of what went down, and police is lying again because the dude who's Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was giving a whole different story to what the police is saying. And so, I mean, shoot, we don't know, man. I mean, you don't know what's going to take place because you don't know if these cats are lying, but I believe that the brother's actually telling the truth. So, has anything gotten any better? I don't know. Maybe a little better, but police brutality still happening. Systemic racism still happening. The pandemic still happening. The pandemic of racism still happening. The institutionalized racism still happening. I mean, but people, as I said before, we can get better. It's just a matter of educating ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? And I mean, I have to get into this because I don't even understand where my man's head was when he came up when he did this. And I got to give it to him. I got to put him on blast too because that was just stupid. And if y'all know football, and if you don't know football, this dude plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. His name is DeSean Jackson. And I mean, DeSean's been around for a long time, yo. And this is the brother who's been one of the highlight reels in football. But I think the brother had a brain cramp and lost his doggone mind. And with what's going on with George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and all these other people, and even all the indigenous folks getting killed in Canada as well. It's going around the world that people are getting killed, and racism that's happening, and people who say stupid things. DeSean Jackson had nerve to put up a tweet about Hitler and the Jews. And I mean, what it I don't even get it, man. I don't even get it. You know, the anti-Semitic, I mean, where is DeSean Jackson's head? And what possessed him? Because then, and he even put something up of Farrakhan. Because Farrakhan was one of the people who was denouncing the Jews. You know what I mean? Talking bad about the Jewish people. You know what I mean? And DeSean Jackson needs to get some help. This brother needs to be educated. And What he needs to do is, I mean, you need to go listen to, like, even check out Sammy Davis Jr. of what Sammy went through. Because Farrakhan denounced Sammy Davis Jr. as well. Because Sammy Davis took up and became Jewish. And the things that he had to go through because he became Jewish was amazing. You know what I mean? So Deshaun Jackson, you need to go get some help, and you need to get in, find somebody of Jewish heritage and talk to them about anti-Semitic and what you did putting that stuff up on your Twitter page. I mean, dude, come on, man, with all the stuff that's going on. I mean, think about it. Black people and Jewish people have been persecuted all their lives. And you're going to do something stupid like that. And then, I know Stephen Jackson. I understand where you thinking you're going with this. But, my dude, when you on Don Lemon, man, Don was becoming the teacher. And you were the student. But you were the student who wasn't listening. You feel what I'm saying? And you need to get a grip and get some education on that too, dog. And I understand that you don't hate nobody. But, dude, you need to get some help, bro. You need to get some education on that. Because Don was trying to help you, and you weren't paying attention nor listening. You feel what I'm saying? So, Deshaun Jackson, Stephen Jackson, man, I'm gonna put you on blast, man, because that was dumb. Ignorant. Get yourself educated, man. Watch the Sammy Davis autobiography, man. The Sammy Davis Jr. autobiography. I'm telling you. Maybe that will help you. I don't know. But man, I couldn't believe that one, dude. Couldn't believe that. And then I'm gonna go with this these knuckleheads who are on what Sunshine Coast, man, trying to say that we go if you mess up, if you touch our statues, we gonna touch we gonna touch the totem poles. Dude, you know what? Here's my thing. Why don't you start putting up if we put up a statue and put up somebody who's of any prominence is James Douglas, right? Governor of British Columbia and Victoria. There's somebody you want to look up to. And instead of looking up to people like Gibson, Stanley, and John A. MacDonald, right? Because if we think about it, I mean, John A. MacDonald, what did he do to the indigenous people when he was the governor or premier, whatever he was? He tried to starve the indigenous people. You hear what I'm saying? He was basically starving them. You know what I mean? And I think it goes back. I mean, if we look at the history where something in the House where they said the liberals or whatever said something to him that he wasn't starving them enough. Can you imagine that? They said to him he wasn't starving them enough. So you want to hang statues and put monuments up of these people who were subjecting the indigenous people to barbaric or draconian ideology, or even just draconian way of life. And you want to keep these people on monuments, and you're going to take down the totem poles, which is the indigenous way of life. They put them up. It's sacred. But yet you ignorant people and uneducated are going to sit there and say, yeah, if you touch our statues, we're going to touch your poles. The sheer fact of just unbelievable how uneducated you people are in order to do that. This is why racism still continues, man. Because people cannot get themselves past the point of where they can look further back at their ancestors or all the people that they look up to say that, you know what, they were wrong. This is why we still having a problem right now. You know what I mean? And man, I can only shake my head, yo. This is why I'm shaking my head, because I just can't even unbelieve it. It is unbelievable to me how hard this has been for people to get past. Like I said, if black people were in the same mode right now, the white folks would be fighting right now to get this changed. If black people were the slave masters and the monuments were at black people and blah, blah, blah. So it would be a whole different ballgame right now, because you would see how many people would be arguing and fighting that, yeah, you need to change this. You need to change this. You feel what I'm saying? Man. And you think about it. If we were to take down these monuments that symbolize hate and racial oppression, let's talk about it. You need to sit there and talk about it, yo. If we do this, you can actually talk about this, because this would be educating yourself and embracing education. Because in order for you to, like I said, to move on past your past, you've got to face the present. You feel me? So, people, get yourself educated, man. And before you do something stupid, like trying to take down some totem poles, think about the monuments that you idolize. You understand what I'm saying? Before you start coming at people like that. Man, unbelievable, man, unbelievable. And you know, I guess we can give you a little something. I mean, something's changed. They did catch the dude who punched the black man on the SkyTrain. They did catch him. So that's something. Slight change. Is it big enough that warrants the change? I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens next week. You know, when I come to you and I ask the same question, man, what has changed since the last time I was on this thing? So, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm hoping that, like I said, you know what? I'm hoping that next week will be different, and things will have gotten a little, you know, hopefully we're moving to another level and moving past all the hate and all the racial discrimination, the systemic racism, the oppression of black people and institutionalized racism and all this other stuff, and just all this stuff that needs to get squashed, man. All this stuff needs to stop. And stop and frisk and all this other stuff. Hopefully, next week, we come to you, man, and you know what, I come on and I say, hey, look, what has changed since last week? And I give you some good news. But even then, I'm still going to come at you anyway. You know what I mean? Because racism doesn't take only 4 days in an anti-racism class to be squashed. Because we've been going through for 400 years. So 4 days ain't gonna cut it. You feel me? But hey, remember, y'all, we still going through a pandemic, man. And for all you young cats out there, you are not invincible. Make sure y'all wearing a mask. Wash your hands, social distance. You feel me? Stay safe. Because it doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone in your family. So do not be selfish. Yo, you know what this is, man. I'm your man Valentine, baby. And if you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the ground with your man Valentine. Educate yourself, y'all. Deshaun Jackson, Steven Jackson. Get yourself educated.